안녕하세요. Hello.
Hola.
大家好. Welcome to our season 1, episode 3 podcast.
Today's topic is discuss our perspective on history class. Let's dig in.
So I have a question for you, Sophie. Does the US teach Korean history?
So in middle school, we really learned deeply about China, India, and Japan. And we just focus on religion more and more of their country.
Yeah.
But they just tell us that China and Japan is close to Korea, and that's it.
So not really.
Yeah.
They teach. When I was back in middle school, when I was in 7th grade, same grade as you, I remember I didn't really learn because I moved to US when I was in 7th grade in the spring term, but the students, my friends told me that in the fall they learn about the Asian history and they learn about the Korean history. Yeah, they learned, but I don't really remember about that because I wasn't there. So I think they teach, but it depends on the teacher.
Yeah, because the teacher that she had, they're learning about Africa and stuff right now, but we're learning about America, intro of America, Columbus and stuff. So it's a whole different thing.
Yeah, I think they teach us differently. Some teachers, it depends. Yeah, and in high school right now, they don't teach anything about Korea. I think they teach about. Wait, I remember in AP World History, some kids I know, they learn about the Korean War.
That's...
Yeah, only that was all. But they mainly focused on the China history.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, the second one is Asian History US curriculum versus Asian History Korean curriculum. In Korea, we just learned the beginning of Korea. We didn't really learn about China and stuff.
That's on the elementary, but when you go to the middle school and high school, we learn about everything,
China, India, more.
Including Europe history. Yeah.
But I'm not sure though. I think I can't choose either one because I don't really know.
Because we weren't there in middle school and high school in Korea, so I don't actually,
So we don't have to answer for this question.
Yeah, but the US teaches Asian history, yeah.
Yeah, they teaches...
Yeah, there's no discrimination.
Yeah. So history course content in middle school and high school.
The difference?
So I'll say that we learn... I'm not in high school though, but I think they learn more deeply about each country and stuff.
If you're in AP World History, yeah, but right now I'm taking it right now. I'm not taking the AP, but just college prep. But they're just also, but my teacher only focuses on the Europe, yeah, and also America. They're not teaching about some Asian stuff right now. So
what are you guys learning right now?
Me, for us, we're learning about the World War One. Yeah, we just finished that unit, and then we had to go to the new one, but I wasn't there because I had the school competition and stuff like that. So
I think we're preparing for the 8th grade US history right now. So
yeah,
I mean the history course was we learned about Rome. And then China, India, South Africa, and Japan. Yeah. But Japan was really fun. It's it's easy to memorize because it's similar to Korea.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But the history, we don't really focus on some Asia right now though in high school.
It might be more boring because we don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know about the Europe history, but can you stop doing this?
So Do you want to say the next one?
Yeah. Which history is more interesting? Asia, Europe, or American?
I'll say Asia because, like I just said that we learn India, China, Japan, and China and Japan, they sometimes have the same similar ones,
Like similar culture.
Yeah, so it's like more easier to memorize.
Yeah.
But I don't really like learning about Europe because it's just so boring and there's so many things happen in Europe. So
Also in Asia too.
yeah, but I don't know. But I don't really learn about American.
You're gonna learn that. Also, I'm gonna learn it too in my 11th grade.
Yeah. How was your 8th grade U.S. history?
History. I'm gonna say that for you to prepare the quiz or test, they just give you the answer and you have to just memorize all of it in the flashcards. I had some easy person.
Yeah,
easy
because
teacher.
I remember that I was like quizzing her on the the quiz.
Yeah,
for the history. Yeah, and it looked a bit hard. Do you think 7th grade history is more easier?
No, because I had a hard teacher for the 7th grade, so I'm gonna say the 8th grade was more better because there was like more projects and like in 8th grade, you know. Also, he teaches like actively. I remember. And also, wait, in 7th grade he also teaches actively, but like the tests and the quizzes were harder.
On 7th grade?
Yeah. Also, it was really fast paced. I feel like my high school was kind of like it was like some. I feel like the 7th grade was like the history in 7th grade prepared me like to have a, you know, 맛보기 in high school
preview.
History. Yeah, preview. Yeah, I don't know how to say it in English.
But like we in 7th grade history, there's a lot of project. Like there's like they do like 3 projects in a month. Like it's like it costs 20 and it is like 20 points. So you have to try your best.
Yeah. 7th grade? Because I was new and it was really hard to adapt in that situation, in that environment. So I feel like 7th grade was harder for me.
Yeah.
But the US was like really fun if you learn about the North and South. You know? Yeah. I feel like the US was much more fun than the what was it? Just the world history, I mean. Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't like answer that question. For me, the most interesting between Asia, Europe, and America, I'm gonna say Asia, especially in Korea, because if you're in the 6th grade elementary school in Korea, you are learning deeply about the Korean history, and it was really fun to learn about it. Yeah.
I mean, I just said Asia because they have like similar things, like similar culture and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you okay.
Wait, what?
If you like if you're Korean and just came to America, I think it will be okay. I don't know what I'm saying.
말해.
What is it? 뭐라지 뭐?
한국말 해.
까루.
아니 뭔데? If you're new,
If you're like 그러니까 뭔가 여기서
뭐 여기서
한국에서 elementary 이제 다 배우고 이제 여기로 오면 그 코리안은 하나도 안 배우니까 좀 더 어려울 것 같다고. 왜냐면
그치. Yeah, it will be much more harder if you didn't learn about the Korean history.
But I feel like if you in 8th grade and learn U.S. history, we just focus on one country, so I think it's like more easier than world history because we learn like a bunch of country.
Yeah, for world, it's really broad. Yeah, there's a lot of countries involved. And you have to
A lot
memorize
of wars.
Yeah, I feel like America is really like more simple.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard for APs, I heard the AP US History was much more harder than AP World, by the way. And the next topic is about like how do you study for a history quiz or a test?
So, for some reason, I have a test on every Monday for history. So during the weekend, I just look through the slide that she posted on the calendar, and I just like also review and note take.
How do you review?
I just like remember 뭔가 한 단어를 집중해서
You focus on one word?
그 단어를 보고
이제
그 단어를 보면 이제 그 정보가 나오는. 좀 나는
I think my study like habit is different than you.
Yeah,
so.
I study so different than others because I don't.
Are you slow paced?
Yeah, but I just like try to do my best as I can and try to not fail the test. But my history grade is fine. How do you study history?
For the quizzes, in high school, my teacher is kind of, no comment, but it's a personal preference, but I don't really like him teaching. I don't like the way he teaches, but for the quiz, he makes us to read like a content, like he gives a book and then he like make us to read, and I don't know, there's no calendar for us, and also he said you may have a bell quiz, the quiz on that content in the next day, and then it's not like you don't know if there's a quiz on that day, so it makes me to like study for that every day. And then he doesn't really like gives the quiz, by the way, so I feel really like 뭐라지? 허무하다 about that studying whole night.
I think it will be better if you review and like then studying for the whole day, because you can just like review the things that you learned.
Yeah, also, I don't really like the bell quiz that he gives. I feel like it will be much more better if he says that you're gonna have it.
Yeah, like more clearly.
Yeah. And also for the test, you don't know when the test is gonna come. Like, you don't know everything. You don't know when it's gonna be. It's really, I don't really like this thing. I hope like he gives like a calendar. But for the test, he makes us to, he gives like 20-ish vocabs, and then we have to write the FRQ. You have to write it on the paper, like for like 4 sentences each, like telling what happened about this vocab, what's the event of this, and why is it significant to this, something about that. And he gives like 20-ish, and then you on the actual test you are only writing 10.
Yeah, he's giving like a lot of work, but the test is like more or less.
And then you have to memorize like 4 sentences each for one word. So I don't really like it.
I think high school is just like that. It's the middle school teachers are more like supporting us. Like they like
prepare for you to hit the high school.
Yeah, and they upload calendars to know when we have a test. And if you fail the test, we have redos too. So
actually, for us, it's permanent.
But I think the calendar is really helpful. Because you can like know when do you have the test, and you can like prepare for it. And
in high school, like only my history teacher doesn't have the calendar. Yeah, they all have it, but it's except my history teacher. Oh, I don't really like it.
History study tip.
Do you have any?
like I just said that middle school teachers just support us. So my teacher gives us a doodle note which we fill in the blank, and like
That's
it's
nice.
basically a note, and we just
I did it in my science class, I remember.
Yeah. And that helps, and if you should obviously focus on the class because she tells
what's
gonna be on the test. So, what about you?
The study tip that I do is just, read the textbook like at least twice, and then you have to answer all of the questions on that following lesson, and then memorize what's significant and like the terms, just memorizing by looking at it. I mean, for me, just looking at it, and then for the test, just memorize all the sentences.
Yeah, that's how like all the students do. I feel like, but for us, like for example, if we learn Japan, there's a period called Hyeonkyo. It's like a period of time, and we learn about religion, like the games that they played, like stuffs, and that's like more easier to memorize than like. 그러니까 막 한 이름을 딱 그 주제를 잡고 얘기하는 게 더 편하지. 주제도 없고 막 다 흐려져 있으면
단어들만 알려주면. That's us. 단어들만 알려줘.
I don't like that thing, but
yeah. Basically, my history is not going well, I guess.
No, history is really hard. Like you have to know all the things for your test. And it's confusing too, so I don't like history. So but
yes. Yeah, that's all about
history.
Yeah, our podcast.
We should we should discuss about each subject. Like that's science.
Yeah, next time. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna end this podcast right now. So see you in the next podcast.
Bye.
그럼 여러분 안녕.
See you next time. Adios. 再见.
Bye.
Bye bye.